I can't believe Peachy's left Games Workshop. I mean, what am I going to do? How am I going to get all my painting tips and tricks? I mean, the community's just not going to be the same.
Hi, I'm Peachy.
Hi there. My name's Patrick.
Hi, I'm Jeff. And I'm already done. That's it, I'm done. I'm done. Right, bye. We should just do hands.
I'm really enjoying the painting phase at the moment. I know, I'm going to send them a quick message and see if I can maybe go over to their studio and interview them for the channel. Right, now we wait.
2 hours later.
Come on, Pat, reply.
"72 hours later.
Oh, come on, Pat, please reply.
"2,000 years later.
Oh my god, here we go. He's going to reply. Here we go. Son of a...
For the Emperor!
Not let me join her. We'll see about that. We will see about that. Alright. Too busy, are we, Pat? We'll see. Too busy, are we, Pat? Too busy to have me on as a guest?
No, I've got some free time now, if you're keen.
Oh, okay, yeah, let's do this. Hi, welcome to Dazmaul Wargaming. Slightly different surroundings. I've infiltrated the painting phase. I'm joined by Pat. Hi, Pat.
Hey,
Thank you for having me.
thanks for the mug.
You've got a lovely mug there.
Oh, thanks. Yeah.
Ooh,
The coffee just tastes better out of this.
Coffee in that should be tea, surely.
Well, for Chris Peach, definitely.
Oh, yeah. Well, thank you very much for the coffee as well.
It's all right.
Just
Yeah.
turned it unannounced, obviously.
I mean, that's the the reason I got the office was just so I could buy myself a coffee machine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, so, I mean, thank you for letting me do this. This is the first sort of video I've done of this kind.
Yeah.
Where I'm talking to somebody face to face. Usually I'm hidden in my own little corner and behind a screen, and I can have cheat sheet notes and stuff. And, so this is a big deal. So I appreciate you being patient with me and allowing me to do it and use your wonderful equipment in the studio. So get the thank yous out there straight away. But I guess first off, I just want to say as well that Painting Phase is probably one of my favourite YouTube channels.
Thank you very much.
I really do enjoy it. I really enjoy the interviews that you do, and I love like some of the painting tutorials that Peachy does, and it's just a great format. And that's why I wanted to include it as one of the first videos in the series of my sort of like favourite content creators and things like that. So
thank you.
So I wanted to do that. But for anyone that doesn't know, what is the Painting Phase?
It's three idiots. No, so
Don't brand the others.
yeah.
Talk for yourself.
It's one. It's yeah.
No.
Just comment on that immediately. Drama. It's myself, Peach and Jeff, and we have like kind of like a hobby channel. I think we try and cover all of our bases with chat shows like the podcast, where sometimes it's just the three of us.
Yeah,
we have guests on as well, other YouTubers or industry people. In like miniature wargaming or like Games Workshop. We've had like hobby product designers on and stuff like that, which is quite good fun. And then we do the painting tutorials, little bits of gaming, and just sort of anything that we think is cool or of interest or something like that. And we're not certainly for myself, not like really high-end painters. So try and keep things sort of approachable and fun.
Yeah, it's kind of nice though, I think, because I think a lot of the videos that are put out, especially like the tutorial stuff and things like that, it's very accessible to people. I think YouTube has a lot of videos on there of how to paint things like Golden Demon level, how to paint like seamless like non-metallics, and you know, that's great. And I love seeing people do it. I love seeing it. It's inspiring. But I want stuff that I can do as well. Although I don't directly copy things, like you can do, obviously. Peachy's videos are great for that. But you can take little tips and tricks within those videos. Which is
definitely.
amazing. So they're really well laid out like that. So I do enjoy the format of what you're doing, and just the interviews are especially so good. They are so good. You've had some like cracking guests on. Yeah,
it's been amazing.
I won't ask you to pick a favourite.
Oh, I mean, like,
am I asking you?
I think because we had Bob Naismith as our first guest, and he's like everyone's hobby granddad. And I think his story is amazing. Because he didn't work at Games Workshop for a really long time. Like lots of people have had like their career there. They worked there for 20, 30 years or something like that. Whereas Bob, I think like he came in, designed like or sculpted the first Space Marine, dropped the mic, and then just carried on and went freelance. And he's kept up to date with the technology, and he's made the move to digital from hand sculpting, and he's still doing it now. And he's so cheery and lovely and happy, and I think that has like because we never really intended to, like, we had the chat shows, but we never really thought, oh, we'll interview loads of people and we'll have guests and stuff. And that just kind of came through. We had a contact called a company called We Print Miniatures, and he has a license to print Bob's miniatures. And he was like, oh, you should get Bob on. And it was his idea, so like we owe him like a great debt of thanks. Yeah,
that's really cool.
Lots of stuff like, you know, I could sit here and say, we planned all of it. Like we didn't. Like the format works, and we sort of ran with it.
Some of the best things happen like that, I think, just organically, and they happen for a reason. And it's some great stuff, honestly. Obviously, you don't just do the YouTube stuff; you do Twitch now. You've got on there, so you're live streaming now quite regularly.
We try and do 2 evenings a week.
And that's really cool to pop in. Usually streaming the same days I am, though. It's really funny. Like say if you're like, oh, you're streaming the same days as us, and then we're like, oh, Suggs is streaming the same days as us. You can't avoid it, mate. You can't avoid it.
There's always a bigger fish.
It's always in my head. It's like I'll try and avoid the days that other people do and stuff like that, but then you just can't. You just got to go for it. And no, I think what's quite nice as well is because you stream earlier.
Yeah, we stream quite early.
So they kind of overlap, but then I noticed like we get people coming in off of the back off. So it's quite nice, you know. But the streams are pretty cool, and they're more like just hobby hangout type things, aren't they? And
just really chill.
Just building and painting and just general chit chat and stuff, which is another format, which is really cool. And then obviously people can support you on there. I'll mention that straight away, so they should definitely check it out. So you've got your YouTube stuff, you've got your Twitch stuff, and you can support by you know, following and subscribing and all that jazz. You've got Patreon as well.
Got Patreon,
which is super important, obviously, if people want to, support you further. Is there anything else that I'm missing there? So obviously, I include these in the description as
bits and bobs. So. Just watching videos.
Just watch the videos.
That's all helpful.
Watch them.
But no, they need to be good enough to watch. So the onus is on us to make really great content.
That's really cool. So obviously, at the moment, it's yourself, it's Peachy, and it's Jeff.
Yep.
How did you guys get together? Like, how did it? I mean,
No, valid question.
In a nutshell, not like a whole life story. Don't worry about it. How do you know each other? How did you get together?
So I've known Jeff for sort of coming up to 10 years, I think. I used to work at a climbing wall in the centre of town. I was a climbing instructor, and he'd bring his sons in to
Right.
climb. So I taught them how to climb and stuff. And then if I wasn't teaching them, Jeff would come up and get a coffee and we'd chat about movies and stuff. And then he was like, "Oh, I'm a barber." And then I was like, "Oh, I need my hair cutting." So I started to go to him and use him as a barber. And yeah, we chat about movies and I wasn't sort of in the hobby at the time really. So that would be, TVs and movies and all that kind of thing. He had a movie podcast with one of his mates, who then moved up to Scotland, and I was self-employed filming weddings and stuff for quite a long time after I left the climbing wall. COVID happened, so I worked at a Sainsbury's for a bit, then started working at Games Workshop. So I had a job as a videographer and an editor.
Right, yeah.
So that's where I met Peachy. I left that job. Me and Jeff started the painting phase, and then asked Peachy to join afterwards. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
So that's like a concise history.
Yeah. So you sort of came from being a Games Workshop employee.
Yes.
Also,
Yeah.
so, that's quite cool. And I think you all have your own distinct characters, like on the streams, on the videos and things like that.
Yeah.
It's you definitely feel like, for me, like when I watch like the interview things and anything like that, it almost feels, it's maybe sounds weird saying it, but you feel like you're sat there too.
Yeah, very much so. I think that's kind of like the vibe that we want to go for.
Yeah.
With it being quite informal, quite free flowing conversation. So you do feel like you're sort of chatting with a bunch of mates or something like that. Like you could be there, because it feels, I don't know, like quite natural and that kind of thing. Whereas if it was a more scripted, segmented, like now we're going to talk about this and that kind of thing is, I don't know, pulls you out of it a little bit. So it's quite nice, I think, that we all have our sort of different perspectives.
Yeah.
Like I sort of, come from a videography background, like newer to the hobby. So maybe I represent, that portion of our audience where someone's like, "Oh, Finecast rubbish," and I'm like, "What is Finecast?" Or something like that. Peachy has a wealth of experience and knows Games Workshop inside and out because he worked there for like 20 years. And then Jeff was in the hobby a while ago, had a break, has come back to it. So he knows, like, a lot of stuff presently, a lot of stuff from back in the day and other miniature companies and that kind of thing as well. So we cover a lot of bases.
Yeah. So you talking about Finecast was funny. I enjoyed that. But then,
because I'd heard of it. I've yet to build and paint a Finecast model. I own some. Like I've got the old Striking Scorpions and the Zine Changeling, is it, or something like that? Because that was one of my favourite models, and I was like, "Oh, I want to buy it." And then I bought the plastic one recently, and I haven't even built the Finecast one yet. So maybe I'll do a video where I just build and paint Finecast models and have a breakdown.
Yeah, and talking about things that like you didn't know what they were, things like that. It's just popped into my mind now because I clipped it because I thought it was so funny. Do you know what video I'm on about?
No.
It was when you did a video. Peachy had just come on our channel to do a guest sprue stream.
Oh yeah.
And then you did a video and put it out. And Peachy mentioned in that video, said, "Oh yeah, I was on Dazmaul Wargaming's stream." And Jeff just goes, "Daz what?" It's like, okay, Jeff. And then it got pulled. You pulled it, and you're like, Oh, does the one that put the photo out of the Only Hands with Louise?
Yes,
the
yeah.
the selfie. Like I
Yeah.
met the Hands of Warhammer. It's like,
Yeah.
thank you. Someone knows who I am. Thank you, Pat. Thank you.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So that just popped in my mind, and I thought that was quite funny.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
clipped that. That's rocking about on the old
Oh,
YouTube
fantastic!
Shorts
Good. Yeah, yeah. I try and keep my ear to the ground and keep up to date with, or try and have an awareness of everybody if I can.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, and I mean, here in this new studio of yours, let's talk about that a minute, because I obviously didn't see the broom cupboard.
Yep.
I've been told it's a broom cupboard by Peachy.
Yeah. It's
how-
it's bigger than a broom cupboard.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it looks it.
Yeah, but well, I mean, you can see. I mean, our viewers can't see, but the painting table that took up pretty much the width of the entire room.
Yeah.
You could, and there was a sloping roof on one side, so you couldn't get down one side. You could just about squeeze through the other.
Yeah.
But it served its purpose.
Yeah,
Like I'm very, very fortunate that I had the space.
Of course,
to use. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it got us here.
Yeah. I mean, having more space is obviously always going to be better for you. Has it been quite straightforward, easy the move and setup and?
Yeah, it's. I mean, the painting setup, we've kind of replicated the setup that we had in like my spare room.
Of course,
so the shelves are in the same place, and it's a bit different. And you know, the artwork here used to be over there. But yeah, I'm super happy with that, and that I think looks similar, which is the vibe that I wanted to go for.
Yeah.
We still need to do a few tweaks to this one. Like I know, like from following loads of YouTubers myself, they always have the room that they start off in, and then there's always, it's like that awkward second album when you're like, oh, this band's awesome. Oh, but I don't like this one. Or you know, when the YouTubers move and they're like, oh, we've got space, here's this. And then the viewers are like, oh, but it's not the same. I like the old one. So there's still something.
I get it though.
Something that needs to happen. Yeah.
Yeah, but it can be a constant evolving.
It can
thing,
evolve.
so-
Yeah. Like I feel like, you know, at the minute, we're so busy with the amount of videos that we've got to get out. This is kind of, it's good enough for now. Like I definitely want to make tweaks to it, more artwork, more stuff.
Yeah, of course.
And alter the lighting a bit and just generally make a few tweaks.
Yeah,
But
you got the room to do it, so like you can you kind of do what you like now
yeah,
to an extent.
Yeah, within reason.
Keep changing it around.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's a cool space.
Yeah, it's nice.
Unfortunately,
yeah.
people watching this or any of your videos won't appreciate the space.
Yeah.
You just see the corner.
Well, that's it. Yeah, I mean, we haven't put a studio tour out yet because there's a massive just pile of rubbish and tripods over there.
Yeah.
But yeah, when it all gets sorted, we'll do something.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's all just one room, so
it's a cool space. It's a cool space because
yeah.
you don't get that sense of scale from just looking in this corner.
No,
Like, so,
no. Yeah.
It's a cool little space, but it's I'm happy for you. Like, your
Thank you very
channel's
much.
obviously
Yeah.
You've got this space now. Currently, you've put out a ad looking for a editor.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's all positive. It's all growth. It's all
Yes.
So
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm happy to see it.
Thank you very much.
Anyone doing well.
Yeah.
There's a couple of things that I'm gonna just mention now because a few people that I know in my community and members of like the channel and stuff have maybe asked me to say
Ooh.
or ask. Here we go, people. So Dan has asked, which is too many minis
Yeah.
has asked
Hello, Dan.
which paint tastes the nicest.
I think GW paint tastes quite nice. AK paint tastes horrible, But then maybe that's the trade-off because it's amazing to use, but it has to taste bad.
Yeah.
Like maybe the worse the paint tastes, the better it is to actually paint. So let's go with like Corax White tastes the best. Especially when it's like a cake of chalk.
I'll try some later.
Yeah. No, don't eat paint. Don't eat paint.
Don't eat paint. If it happens by accident, then it can't be helped.
Yeah.
But you learn from this.
Yeah. When someone was like, when we interviewed Tom Hibbard, who was like a product designer at GW for a while, he was saying like, he was like, it is non-toxic. Like they can put that on there and say it's non-toxic, but they have to put like antifungal stuff in there and all that kind of thing. And you're like, I don't want to eat that anymore. I mean, I didn't anyway. But yeah.
And one of the ones that we always ask people, just 'cause it's interesting, brushes.
Yeah.
Like what's your go-to? Do you use a mix or?
So generally I stick to Artis Opus.
Yeah.
And I really like a Series S size 3.
Okay.
That's my go-to because it's got a really nice sharp point on it, so you can still do your edge highlighting and that kind of thing. Like if I could only have one brush, I'd use that.
Yeah.
I'm doing some of the lightning blades on some Custodies at the moment.
Right.
So I've gone down and tried like a 00 and that kind of thing because I wasn't getting the results that I wanted with the 3. But if I could only use one brush, I'd just use a Artis Opus Series S size 3. Yeah.
Yeah. I use Artis Opus as well, so I know where you're coming from.
Yeah.
But I'm a bit of a psycho and I always use the smallest brush.
Oh really?
Everything.
Yeah.
Much, yeah.
Just base coating.
No, well, base coating. I've usually used like Citadel stuff.
Yeah.
Just because it's relatively cheap and I can get it easy.
Yeah.
Like so, I use that for like washes and slapping stuff on.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And I usually go with Artis Opus, but I usually go for like stupidly small.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, maybe I'd improve if I actually went to a bigger brush.
I mean, whatever works for you. Like I really like a size 3, and I remember watching a load of videos about how to put contrast paint on and this, that, and the other, and they were saying use a big brush, put a lot on, and then sort of wick it away and this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
And then I was watching a Richard Gray video, and he's like, yeah, don't use a small brush, I'm using a 2, and I'm like, that's really small, but like I guess it's not really like for that must be like using a shovel to Richard Gray.
I think I need to try it. I think I need to try it. Maybe I will actually get off the back of this conversation. I'm going to try it.
Yeah.
Larger brushes.
I've got a size 5 and a size 6.
Right.
And they're pretty sizable. So for base coating and for glazing and stuff as well, they're really good because it just holds so much paint. So you can just keep going forever.
Yeah.
Or it feels like you can keep going forever. Whereas like sometimes if I'm using like a 00, I'll be like, right, okay, I'll load up the brush with paint. And in the time I've gone, right, okay, oh, it's dry. Yeah.
But the painting phase itself, the name, it's a cool name.
Yeah.
Is there a cool story behind the cool name?
Because
sometimes there's not, like, because people always ask why am I called what I'm called, and it's not exciting. So like,
okay.
I hope there is.
Well, I was. There was this orphanage that was on fire, and
here we go.
I single-handedly saved all these children. No, yeah, no. Me and Jeff were trying to come up with names.
It's literally that,
and we wanted to represent the fact that we weren't looking to do things to an incredibly high level. So it was painting for gaming, like, just getting things on the tabletop kind of thing. And, you have all your different phases in 40k, command phase, charge phase, etc. So we were like, well, the phase that needs to come before that is the painting phase. And then that's how it came about.
It's a really cool name.
Yeah.
I really like it.
Yeah. It's interesting, like, because we were originally like painting, yes, painting, and then the chats are now like a really big part of what we do, and sometimes we don't even talk about painting. So we kind of pigeonholed ourselves a little bit, but it's like, you know, Pete the Wargamer, you know, he doesn't he does lots of Warhammer and all that sort of stuff, or if he does something that isn't wargaming, and it's like, your name's Wargaming, why haven't you done this, or whatever. But I think it's fine.
It's absolutely fine.
It's fine.
Absolutely fine. It's a cool logo as well, and you've got some cool merch as well.
Yeah. That's
all that jazz.
Yeah, I've got a friend. One of my friends is a graphic designer. So I messaged him and I was like, I really like, you know, the painting phase. And I was like, I want like a bolter, but then it's a brush tip. And he was like, well, clearly it should be a flamer. And I was like, yes, it should. And then he designed it for me. He's done all my logos for
amazing
for all of the things that I've done.
Yeah, is that all like the overlays for like Twitch and your transitions and stuff?
No, he didn't design those. But yeah, like my wedding video business and a bunch of other stuff.
Quite cool on Twitch, you know, all the transitions you've got and things like that.
I found a guy on Fiverr.
Oh, is that right? Yeah.
And he designs a package for stuff, but I was like, here's my logo, we think old dilapidated spaceship with hazard stripes, and you can never have too many skulls. Like, that was my design brief.
Right, that's pretty cool.
And he nailed it. It looks really good.
I think it works really, really well. And some of the like the sounds that you got for like subs and follows. And
so we've had that for a while. So I don't like generally because I thought, right, okay, if we swear we can censor it, but if you have like the censor beep. I remember watching Corridor Crew or like Corridor Digital on YouTube. And they started off making kind of like video game, like short videos, like 10, 15 years ago. But now the behind the scenes is bigger than their actual original channel. And then they did a video about, if we swear sometimes and we put a censor beep over it, but YouTube recognizes the beep and then it might say, there's swearing in this one, we're not going to show it to people or whatever. So they made their own censor beeps, like with noises and screaming and stuff. So again, Fiverr, wonderful website. I got in touch with a voice actor and I said, could you just shout these words into a microphone, please? And we don't use it as much in the chats anymore because generally we're better at keeping the swears in, or sometimes I'll just let them slide. If I'm in a mega rush, I'm like, this video had to be out yesterday. Off it goes.
Right.
But yes, so I've reused them for the Twitch things. Yeah. So if we get raided, I can't remember his name. I owe him a pint or several.
Oh, right,
I mean, even though I paid him, but we've got so much use out of it. It's just him going Daka and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. I just gave him I gave him a list of words and I was like, say one like, stoically, but then also just yell it like a war cry. And he's like, Peachy unclean. If there's any longer swear words. Which is it's just a bit of fun.
No, that's really cool. And I guess the last thing that I want to ask you actually, because I told you it wouldn't be too long, and we've just been chatting away. So
I mean,
here we go.
It's an occupational hazard. I think it's
you get a flow going, but no. So for anyone that's either new checking out the painting phase, or people that have been around supporting you for a while, is there anything like that's coming up new that you can talk about to the channel? Or is he carrying on the same format? Are there anything in the pipeline?
So we're looking to do more gaming. Like we did a Necromunda game ages ago, and we're keen to keep doing those. That's like part of the reason why I want to hire an editor is because currently I've been doing like the vast majority of it and outsourcing a bit as and when, but it's unsustainable for for what we want to do. So chat shows, more regular painting, and then we want to do regular gaming as well.
Gaming would be awesome.
So that be it, doing like, we want to try and keep it quite light and quite fun. So like skirmish games and have some narrative in there, and it's kind of like chat show adjacent, where hopefully the game that we're playing doesn't really matter. You just want to watch 2 or 3 people have a laugh and all that kind of thing. But also I want to play like Warhammer Monopoly,
right,
and stuff like that. Like I think that would be really fun. And just like awful, but fun because of it.
Keeps it different as well, because there's a lot of other things, isn't there? I mean, like the bat reps and things like that you can find.
Yes, like I've zero interest in doing a 2-hour long 40k bat rep, because I know how much effort goes into playing, filming, having all those armies, and and then all the editing afterwards and all that sort of stuff. It's unsustainable, and it's not what we're about. I don't think so. We just kind of want to have fun, like we play Kill Team, play Warcry, play Monopoly.
I want to see the Monopoly.
So I think playing 40k licensed games would be quite fun. Like there's a, is it Munchkin? There's a Warhammer Munchkin.
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
Like I've got that in a box at home as well. Some of the like boxed games that they've done, I got one off Amazon that was like I think you can only get from like one of the Barnes and Noble like American ones and stuff like that. That's the next thing.
I think some of the older games are quite cool if you can find them as well. People are really interested in those.
I
know Peachy was talking to me about like Mordheim and and I was saying that I was really interested because I kind of missed it, because I think it's just my age at the time, but I really wanted to get into Inquisitor. Because it's a completely different sort of game. It's like like really story driven and really cool and different scale and things like that. And so I was like, keep thinking to myself, if I can find like the rule book and a couple of the miniatures and start doing something with that, little skirmishy things. It's different. You just don't see it. So I think that'd be cool as well. I mean, I don't know if that's on the radar, that sort of thing, but I know like the old games are cool. Well, I think I've taken up far too much of your time already, Pat.
It's all right. I haven't even finished my coffee yet.
Okay,
so
we'll sit here and let you finish that.
We're just
going to wait for
a 5-minute video of me just nursing this coffee. I've just been sat here
with that empty cup the whole time. Pat didn't even make me a drink. This is empty.
That is empty. Yeah.
You better have a mug as well, because otherwise it just doesn't look right. You don't want people. But no, I just want to say massive thank you again, for letting me infiltrate your studio.
It's all right.
Use all your stuff. Take up your time. It is really, really appreciated, honestly.
No worries. Thanks for coming.
I do, honestly, as well. People, please do go and check out the painting phase. If you like what you see, then support it. Don't worry about supporting me. I just do it for a laugh.
Do support him.
No, I just do support him. A little cheeky follow on Twitch or a sub, things like that. That's fine on YouTube, but these guys support all the way. So thank you very much, Pat.
It's been a pleasure.
And so until next time, stay safe, everyone, and happy hobby. Bye bye.